What's your favorite scary movie?
You're tuned in to Black Cat Horror.
What's wrong, sister?
Don't be frightened.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Camille.
I'm Jordan.
Killing it. Doing so good.
We know our names.
Okie doke. This week on
Whoa, we're coming in hot. A little
this
too
week
hot.
on Black Cat Horror, we're talking about the worst reviewed movie I think we've ever watched on the show. We haven't shown it. We don't do that. The Wicker Man,
Now just killing it.
2006. I am. This remake of the classic Witcher Man from 1973. I'm sorry. This is a remake of the classic Witcher Man from 1973.
Wicker Man.
What did I say?
Witcher Man?
He's a Witcher
It's
Man.
just that it's like, there is the Witcher. Everybody's pretty obsessed with.
Do you want to?
This week on Black Cat Horror, we're talking about the worst reviewed movie I think we've ever watched on the show. The Wicker Man, 2006. This is a remake of the classic The Wicker Man from 1973 that fell short from the mark. The 2006 version follows King Cage as he tries to find a missing child while dealing with a whole community that doesn't want them here, that doesn't want him there, until he goes full Street Fighter on their asses, right up until he's torture sacrificed to the old gods of honey. Grab your epipens. We're getting caged.
Very
And that's
good.
2 for you, people. I did it twice.
Very good.
1 and 75. 175? 1 and 75ths.
Now I don't know what we're talking about.
So the director
Yes.
for this film
Okay.
is I almost said Sam Neill, but that's not.
No.
No. Neil LaBute? How would you say his name? LaBute?
I would probably say La Butte
LaBute?
or La Butte, depending.
Okay.
But we should have looked it up.
Yeah. So the budget for this film was $40 million, and it only made $38.8 million.
Bummer.
So that's a drag.
That's not how you want it to go normally.
No. Nick Cage plays a police officer who's trying to find a girl who winds up being his daughter.
Surprise.
And he keeps having all these like visions and stuff like that,
Right.
like trauma visions.
Yes.
And then it seems like it doesn't matter, right? Because I feel like watching this movie, and there's like all the flashbacks and stuff. It's like, oh, this is gonna mean something, and it was like, no, it didn't mean anything.
It sort of is they're alluding to the fact that he's dealing with this trauma, and this trauma is what's driving him. And then in the very end, when you realize none of it matters, it was all a big giant setup. The whole reason for his trauma was also involved in said setup. They were also a part of
So it doesn't matter.
the matriarchal cult. It doesn't matter to him. I thought you meant like to the overall context of the film.
No.
And-
Yeah.
Sort of.
The overall context of the film, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, because like,
All right.
and I just mean that because, like later on, as the visions persist, and as does the film, there were times where like the mom wasn't in the car, or the daughter wasn't in the car, or the daughter was different, and I was like, oh, what does this mean? What does it mean that they're not in the car? And nothing. Doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Other than you can say that what it meant is that they were placed there by the cult
Right.
thing.
Uh-huh.
But still, like, it doesn't, them not being in his vision doesn't really technically really like allude to much.
Well,
it
and his
feels
visions,
like.
they keep changing, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's an unreliable narrator, but without it again meaning anything. Like every time it happens, it changes, and it doesn't, like whenever he sees the little girl on the boat get hit by the bus, and you're just
Right.
like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because that's not actually what happened. It wasn't like she got hit by a car. Nobody got hit by a car. A car just exploded. I guess. We don't know. Did that actually really happen? And then also, the cop that he talks to, the one other cop that we see in this movie, is also a part of the cult.
The Lady B cult.
It's
Yeah.
just like, did you say the labia cult?
I didn't,
But
but if the shoe fits,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
the Lady B cult,
Oh,
Yeah.
same thing.
aka Labia cult.
Labia cult.
Taking accepting members now.
Yeah.
So, just so you guys know.
Same.
Gross. Okay, go ahead. All right.
But yeah, it's just, this is one of those movies for me personally that I watched it 2006-ish, around that time.
When it came out.
Thought it was awesome.
Right.
I was like, this movie, it's thrilling and it's exciting and it's scary, and the ending like fucks you up. And then the more I've watched it, the more I've disliked it. Like I think the last time I watched it was about 6 years ago. And watching it again, I was just like, I don't think I can watch this movie ever again. Like,
Well, I'm glad we got one more in there.
we
You know.
we've crossed the threshold, because I don't. Maybe it's because better versions of this have been made now that make sense and
Right,
work.
like Midsummer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, also though, Midsummer was way more in line with like the 1973 version, where it's like not so much about Nick Cage finding his daughter and like solely going because it's his ex-wife that he's like super pissed about, and the whole time he's like, why are you bringing up old stuff, why are you mixing all this up, like why did you go?
Technically, you did the mixing,
Yeah.
sir.
You have the spoon, so to speak.
he's also not like a detective or anything.
The
he's
penis. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he's just like he's
a motorcycle cop.
also
Right.
he's a highway, like technically I think like a highway patrol officer. So
Yeah, I don't really think that they got how police
Police work?
were.
Well-
Police hierarchy
Right.
and the different lines of I don't even get it. Law enforcement work, to be honest. But I don't think they hang out together normally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're federal, right?
Yes, highway
Yeah.
patrol is a different type of police. Like highway patrol is its own thing, and then the actual police department, because the highway patrol can cross state, like they cross state lines and shit like that. But as opposed to counties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But well, bringing up that they didn't really understand how the police work. Also, it seems like Nicolas Cage didn't really get how the Wicker Man works. And this is not me bad-mouthing Nicolas Cage. So I'm sorry if it comes off that way. This is a quote from Nicolas Cage. And tell me how much it makes sense to you, Jordan, from the beginning to the end of the quote.
Okay.
Okay. And this was taken from Wikipedia, so if you want to read it, that's fine.
Credible source.
Yeah. Mhm. Cage himself acknowledges, now that you say that, it sounds like it's a make-em-up, but since it's from Nicolas Cage, it doesn't, therefore, sound like a make-em-up.
Well, the
Okay.
good thing about Wikipedia, though, is that it does cite its sources at the bottom, so if you ever need to check it, you can always check the sources.
Right. Cage himself acknowledged that the film was absurd, he remarked in 2010. This is a mischievous mind at work on the Wicker Man. You know what I mean? And I finally, kind of said, I might have known that this movie was meant to be absurd, but saying that now, after the fact, is okay. But to say it before the fact is not, because you have to let the movie have its own life. In February 2012, Cage gave a live webcam with, web chat with his fans to promote Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. When asked what role from his career would he want to most revisit, Cage responded, "I would like to hook up with one of the great Japanese filmmakers, like the master that made Ringu, and I would like to take the Wicker Man to Japan, except this time, he's a ghost."
Okay.
I don't.
So that makes no sense to me at all, because there's like two representations of the Wicker Man, right? There's the Wicker Man that is the idol that they build out of sticks and burn down as a tribute to the Wicker Man, who you would assume is like a god or a demigod or something like that you make a sacrifice to him to help you with your bee juice. But then to make him a ghost in Japan doesn't make sense, because which version of the Wicker Man is he talking about? And how does that make any sense, to make like a god or a demigod a ghost, or to make the giant idol a ghost? Or is he talking about his character from the Wicker Man? Is he a ghost? And then if that's the case, why is he in Japan? How did that happen? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that he meant to go to film in Japan, or maybe he just meant like, I'd like to go to Japan and like hang out with this director and like see what happens, see what we can come up with, but I'd like a ghost to be involved. I feel like it's more that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was some like nose candy involved.
Yeah.
And it's not ever going to make sense.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I also don't want to say like for sure that Nick Cage does partake in nose candy, but like it seems like probably at some point he has.
Yeah.
Just based on the way he talks. But also maybe his brain's just fun like that. You know how some people, you meet them and it's just like actually severe ADHD or something?
I was about to say, okay, now you have to say one nice thing about Nick Cage, but then you did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He has ADHD.
No, that his
who doesn't these days?
That his brain's fun.
Just kidding.
And I will say one nice thing about Nicolas Cage, since I said that he didn't make any sense. I love the way he dresses. His outfit for the Mandy red carpet review was
boy howdy,
was stellar.
I knew you were gonna somehow try to get Mandy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It was only a matter of time.
Yep. And I did it in minutes.
Yeah. I don't know that we'll ever know.
Yeah.
What that means. I think that also there just wasn't a lot for people to talk about this movie other than that they didn't like it, which makes me really sad because it was my pick, and I liked it a lot.
I'm really interested to know why you picked it, because like, I mean, stop me if I'm being mean, but you have to know that it's not great, right?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I also know like.
But I don't mean because of him either. Like, I think I'm sorry, but
yeah.
His acting, in my opinion, everyone talks about how it's overacted for him in this. I'm the opposite. I think that he is the only part of this that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because with all of the bullshit that is happening with like people just, slinging him around and like just being like, go over here, don't go over here. We don't know what's going on, but we know what's going on. And him just getting frustrated and yelling nonsense. Like, yes, that is totally me just being like, I don't fucking give a shit anymore. Get me off this fucking stupid place. I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense to me. Like all of his overacting, that's not his fault. That's just him being Cage. And it works. Everything else is like the story doesn't make sense. And there's just no real motivations for any of the other character. It's just really dumb. And then we have CGI bees. Other than that,
right.
See, real quick, when we were watching the movie,
good job, bud.
And he was just like coming up to like and trying to get anyone to fucking say anything. The whole time in my head, like we started like, I guess I have started restarted The Office and just like to have on. It's a good show, whatever. But the whole time, I'm just like in my head, I'm picturing the first time in the office that you see Michael go to improv, where it always leads to him having a gun. I was like, in me, I would have to fight myself like 30 minutes after going to that island to not just be like, I will shoot you in the face. I'm trying to fucking... I know there's a kid here. Like, I know, and you're all lying. Like, I have a gun. And he doesn't even... The whole time, like, for the first, like, hour of the movie, I was like, where is his gun? Because I feel like a lot of answers would just start popping up if you started waving it around. Because they're just like, oh, you're a cop from the city. Shoot someone. Like, yeah, I'm a cop. What's up? Like, that's not the way that things need to be handled, but...
That is the way you're painting cops right now is not great.
I'm not painting them that way.
Okay.
Just pretend it's a taser. It's okay.
Yeah, right. Oh, I forgot.
I forgot which hip it's on.
Yeah.
I'm only trained.
Oh no. So I just think this movie's fun more than anything. It is spooky and ominous to an extent, but like it's not really scary, obviously. And I like the original one. So like I mean, we haven't really done it, but we kind of have. Basically, in a nutshell, both films are about like a dude gets called to a remote island. We're invited to a remote island that nobody really knows about to find a lost child. And then, like, whoops, there's a cult there.
Whoopsie poopsie.
So, the original from 1973 had Christopher Lee as who was Vanessa Redgrave's character. Is that right? No, sorry. We read Vanessa Redgrave's name in the other film that they made, The Wicker Tree or whatever that was.
Kate. Nope, that's Willow. Ellen
Burstyn.
Yes.
So, thank you. So, excuse me. Christopher Lee was Summer Isle. Ellen Burstyn was Summer Isle in this one. And they are both essentially cops, right? But there's not like that love interest or unrequited love interest like plot.
And the kid's not his.
In the first one.
Right.
Right. But in this one, of course, you know, because they have to like really hammer it home that like he's got to stick around. He ends up being his kid.
Even though he was like super down to stick around. You know
Before,
what I mean?
right.
Yeah, he's like, no, man, this is my job. This is what I'm here to do.
Right.
And then they're like, we're going to make it a spicy. Make it his kid. And then it's just like, I don't know why we're doing this.
Right. So, but yeah, so I love Nicolas Cage's acting. It was very over the top in Nicolas Cage fashion, but not necessarily for the movie, because I agree. Like, we talked about this the whole time we were watching it. Dylan was like, this is absurd. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, like, they're gonna human sacrifice someone. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
Like, everything about this is absurd. And it's kind of fun. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's kind of fun. So that's all, really. I just picked it for the funsies and because it's spring.
Yeah.
And because...
and instead of picking Midsummer, we picked that one. But it's fine, because it was really fun.
somebody else can pick Midsummer. They're more than welcome to.
There's also that Netflix one, Apostle.
That one's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a coherent story.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm glad that we picked this one, because
I mean, it's great. It's fun.
It's funny. Yeah. And I don't really hate anybody's acting for the most part. Like, I mean, the most annoying person to me is Willow the entire time. But there are definitely things about the movie that can be said the entire time you're watching it. Like, why did he go out there by himself? Why did he go out there in the first place? Not because, you know, like, I can understand that he wants to like be a good person and he wants to help his ex. Like, I totally understand that. But like, also, that's not how the law works. Like, you don't get to go from one state to another. There's like a lot of plot holes. I totally get that. None of it really makes
It's not even the
sense.
plot holes that are the biggest issue for me. It's literally just like, I don't know. It's like that kind of stuff makes sense. Like I can leave, a little bit of like thinking at the door when it comes, but it's just so frustrating that it like is trying so hard to be spooky and misleading. It's like the opposite. It's like, how there's some of those like mystery movies where at the end when they do the reveal and it's like, haha, actually we didn't tell you the whole story and that's why you didn't figure it out. You're stupid because we didn't give you all the information. This is like the opposite of that, where they're just not giving you any information or any clues or anything ever, and so you just end up being Nicolas Cage, where you're just frustrated the whole time. Like, what the fuck does this even matter? Like, why did any of this happen in the first place with them? Because it's like, why do they have this whole ploy? Like, if they needed him, would it not be enough to just say, hey, I have your, this is your daughter and she's missing? That would have been enough. Why did he have to have a trauma thing to even initiate it? Like, there's all these extra steps that it's just like there to fill time almost, and it's just like frustrating that I have to hear them talk like in backwards, like, I don't know where she is. Well, I mean, there's her desk. It's like, well, I don't know what that's about. And it's like,
Right.
that's not an actual scene. That's not an actual event. Like, that's just like, we have, you have to watch the end of this movie, so we're going to hold you until we get to that point. Like, we're in the Wicker Man and we're burning alive this whole time. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Oh God, that is dramatic. But yeah, I wonder too, like, how, because apparently like over 80% of the script or the dialogue is from the original script. So I kind of wonder how that played out in the original film. Like, I can't remember. I've seen it a few times. It's just been a long time since I've seen it. So I wonder, I don't think it felt as forced as everybody seems to feel like it feels here, obviously.
Yeah.
It had a much more, it was much more well accepted. So, but then I guess there was also like there was a discussion of like Christianity versus paganism in the original film.
Like that was the whole thing.
That was kind of like the driving force essentially for like the conflict between the two parties.
It was like, it started out being this thing where this cop is trying to find this missing girl. And
Right.
you're like, okay, I'm in, that's cool. And then as the movie progresses, you're like, oh, that's not the story.
And I also suppose at the time, I mean, in the 70s, like, people are super afraid of anything that's not, like, middle of the line, straight and narrow, like, Christian,
Yeah.
So, like, I could see that. I think you could almost say the same for, like, 2006, in a sense, because Cats, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because, still, we're going through like a big, mega church movement as well at that time.
I feel like America got real religious after
Like much like they are now.
Kind of just like blew
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I'm not trying to like, but I mean like it is what it is.
Whoops.
Things do come in they come in waves like that. And
Yeah.
that's societally, like that's how we work. So we are at a tipping point again where we're kind of like headed back towards like more puritanical views. And so like if something like that came out now, it just so happens that everybody is like a witch now. So we would all be like, yeah, burn them. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really. JK.
I wonder how many people that call themselves witches would actually be like, yeah, let's like sacrifice some people. Like,
I don't
Nobody?
think really anyone.
I
no.
mean, yeah, I could not get on board with human sacrifice. Definitely not. Definitely, absolutely not. But for the movie's sake,
what about baby sacrifice, like the witch? Like,
Do I get to fly a broom?
of course, yeah.
Does it work?
No, yeah, of course. You get to be. It's the witch. Like you, as long as you sacrifice a baby, you get to live forever and ride a broom
And be really hot.
I consider it. So I do want to say, I really liked this movie. I was pretty much like strapped in from the beginning, honestly. Because there were parts where I was like, that doesn't really make sense, but also like, I don't care. Like I liked. I think the big reason why I like Nicolas Cage so much is because it's just fun to watch the man work. He like legitimately seems like he loves almost everything that he's ever done, and it's just like, dude, he's having such a good time. And his acting was the only thing in this movie that was well, I don't want to say it was the only thing that was good. It was the best part. He was killing it. And honestly, the only thing in the movie that I was like, I don't really know that I like this was in the version we watched, the quote unquote torture scene wasn't actually in the movie. I had to go back and find it.
It's part of what they cut out of the original film because it was like going to be a rated like a
R,
mature rating.
Yeah.
So they had to cut out like 12 minutes or something like that.
Wait, is this PG-13?
No, I don't remember. Actually,
Yeah.
we should look that up. But I think it was going to be like an MA or like a
NC-17.
NC-17 or something
Okay.
because of the torture scenes.
Mm-hmm. So having those torture scenes cut out, what was fucking hilarious about it, you don't see Nicolas Cage get his legs broken. You hear it. And it plays the audio as it's showing the parade walking to the Wicker Man. So you just see all of them walking, and then you hear Nicolas Cage being like, "What are you doing? No!" And then it breaks. You hear the leg break sound, and then he cries out, and then you hear the leg break sound again. And since it didn't show it, they were like, well, we have to let the audience know that we're breaking his legs. So then he goes, "My legs!" I was like, this is so dumb. And to me, like, Camille tried to save it for me, but I was like, I wasn't having it because Camille was like, well, maybe they didn't want to show it because of ratings and stuff, and I was like, no, you have to show it. Like, you don't have to show the leg breaking. You can show him in the bag and them hitting the bag twice.
You can just show them like prepare to swing and then cut to his face as it's reacting to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But instead, my problem with it is, and this is based off of very, very little film experience, but I will whip out the very little film experience I have to say. You have to show something on camera. You can't have the audio playing as people are walking, because then it just looked like they were walking. Well, we're gonna burn this guy, and then some dudes were carrying him, and I guess just going like snap, snap. Like, no, you can't do that. And it was just
the voice line of "my legs" is so Monty Python. Just like, my legs,
exactly.
my legs.
And then when we watched the torture scene, he essentially did the same thing, but my eyes, but his eyes are closed, and it was just
with when all the CGI bees are all over.
Yeah,
his-
when they're just dumping the bees, and
not the bees. That's such a meme line too. Like,
It
that's
is.
in everything. Just
Yes.
the bees.
But then after we watched the scene, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, at least they shot it where you see the legs. That makes sense. And then after it was over, Camille and I were both like, well, they didn't even really need that. There didn't need to be any torture at all. You could just carry him there in a bag, tie his legs up, and rope him up like they did before.
Yeah.
Like what happened. But I guess they were just like, we're going to break his fucking legs. But before all that, it's not... you can't punch women, right? Don't do it. However,
I mean,
in
you
this
can.
movie, it was hilarious because it was just the first time he does it, he's just like staring down the like barmaid, and then he was just like, I'm gonna punch her. And he just swings, and it's like, oh god. And then he like Ryu kicks that one girl just into the wall.
Yeah.
Which was
Lily Sobieski.
It was a crazy
kind
kick.
of big news back in the day. She was
Yeah.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets in the bear
Joyride.
costume and
Oh
beats
yeah.
people up in the bear costume.
We should
That's true.
We need to joyride.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. From what I remember.
Oh, I remember being awesome.
Nice.
There's nothing better than a slasher movie where the villain is a semi-truck.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Have you never seen Joyride?
No.
Paul Walker, Lily whatever.
Sobieski.
And then that one dude, that one little goofy guy. I forgot his name.
Does Paul Walker get hit by a semi?
No.
Die?
But the whole thing is they're like being stalked by a semi-truck driver. And like you never see him. You just see it's like everything scary is just like they'll be like walking in a parking lot and there'll just be like a semi-truck in the background. You're just like, oh fuck, that's them. And then it just keeps happening. And just like sometimes they'll just like drive through walls and shit. And you're like, oh fuck, there's the semi-truck.
What?
Yeah, it rules.
Oh man.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I saw that.
Ooh.
I was thinking of
Long turn.
no.
Are we there yet with Ice Cube?
No.
Ticket to Ride by the Beatles.
No.
Okay.
No.
Were
Not
they
any.
close?
No.
Mario Kart?
You guys are you're killing it tonight. You're great. You're super fun to hang out with.
Thank you.
No. No, it was the movie with Reese Witherspoon. When she's like the juvenile delinquent. Basically, she gets like locked up and she like makes a shiv out of a toothbrush. And she like stabs somebody multiple times.
Huh.
No?
No, this
Okay.
sounds cool.
Yeah, I can't. I think it was a dark comedy.
Why would that be called Joyride though? It sounds like
because it was like a high.
Stab.
It was a highway type name.
yeah,
Like because
highway type name.
I don't know. Yeah, it was like a highway type name.
Yeah.
But I will look it up. But I think it played on Comedy Central a whole lot. You know how they
Oh, okay, yeah.
would do that with certain films. They did that with like a lot of dark comedies. Like Election was on all the time. Speaking also of Reese Witherspoon, she was in some pretty good stuff back
Yeah.
in the day. But yeah, she like that stabs. No, that looks like something else.
That did not sound like stabbing, or
There you go.
Nope.
Or we are going to take a quick break. Let's look.
why did you do it towards your mouth? Why did you do it towards your mouth?
I didn't mean to. It's just hard
That's
to do.
on camera.
It's fine. My parents, they might watch it. It's fine.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
we're gonna
We're
gonna-
starting. We're starting.
we're gonna
a
recoup, we're
Patreon
gonna recover.
next month, just so you guys know.
Oh, God.
All right. I guess we'll be back.
Can slam the eject button.
You bitches! You bitches! This is murder! Murder! You'll all be guilty! And you're doing it for nothing! Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey!
But I know it will.
Christmas won it last time I was here.
We did.
And we're back. Okay, so we found the name of Camille's mystery movie, and it was
Freeway,
yeah.
like a highway, only it's freeway.
You were right. It is a highway name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And the little guy that you were talking about, Steve Zahn.
What's he on?
Steve Zahn's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He always plays the comic relief.
Yeah. Or like the lovable but like, overwhelmed dad or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you're a funny dad, but you're, like, overwhelmed, too.
Gotcha.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Word.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
I loved this movie.
Okay.
It was very cool.
All right.
It was fun to watch. I don't know why you don't believe me now. Because you were sitting next to me the whole time when I was just like, all in until that one part.
Yeah, you did say a lot of, this is absurd. Like, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can still think that and like it.
I just keep hearing a lot of. That's you kissing ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. No, you are allowed to have your own thoughts and opinions. That's fine.
I don't know why this is.
That's okay. Now, as the matriarch
Oh.
of the podcast,
This is why you have to disagree, otherwise this kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that because I'm taking the higher ground. I would just like you all to know that I respect you. I respect your opinions, and we all do our part. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, in terms of awards, this movie.
Wait, does it feel like I'm going for cult leader?
Uh-huh.
It was. He didn't give us like an ultimatum though. It was just like.
Not yet. It's too early for that.
Oh.
It's too early for that. I need your buy-in. I need you to feel safe. I need you to feel like you want to be here.
I feel like you're sort of giving up the goat right now, though, right?
Yeah, you didn't hear any of that. Anyway, awards. The awards for best cult leader are
Charlie Manson,
Yeah. I was about to say.
probably. Jim Jones.
no, none of these were good. No,
You know, what is his name? I can't remember the other dude. The guy
obviously
I'm
not
trying
the
to
best
get.
then.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Oh,
no, no, not the Pope. What is his? Man, I can't remember.
You are Catholic. You can say that technically.
I'm not Catholic anymore.
Well, you were at one point. So you have a perspective none of us here have.
That's true.
You know,
Actually, I think this Pope's probably a pretty good dude. So
that's good.
you gonna go back? Will they take you back?
Probably not.
Can you renew your card or something?
I'll just burst into flames. I don't think now that I'm a minister.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So this film garnered 5 Golden Raspberry Award nominations, but didn't win any. Do you know what the Golden Raspberry is, Jordan?
Is that like the Razzies?
That is the Razzies.
Yes.
Yes. So, worst picture, but it lost to Basic Instinct 2. So,
Oops.
this is completely unwarranted in my opinion. Worst actor lost to what is it? Marlon and Sean Wayans.
The Wayans brothers.
Yeah, for Little Man.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I don't think they're going for like best actors when they.
I thought that was gonna be White Chicks, and I was like, no, White Chicks is flawless. So
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Worst screenplay also lost to Basic Instinct. Worst remake or ripoff lost to Little Man. Worst on-screen couple, and for whatever reason, Nick Cage and his bear suit were a couple.
They were the two. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Also lost to the Wayans brothers.
All right.
And then that's the awards that it didn't get for the Raspberry Awards. And then in 2006, Stinker's Bad Movies Awards. It got 2 nominations, and it won 1. So worst actor again. Nicolas Cage lost to Tim Allen in The Santa Claus 3 Escape, the Escape Clause.
that's good.
Uh-huh.
That's the Hitler one where he has
Yeah.
like the toy Santa that becomes Hitler.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
It's not like for sure Hitler, but it's like Nazi Santa basically.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not fun for anybody.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Merry Christmas. Let's have this weird children's movie have like, oh, your favorite characters now responsible for the Holocaust.
Whew. Mass genocide. Never a thing you want to talk about on Christmas.
No.
Should talk about, though. At least every now and again.
That's true.
So you don't forget.
Time and a place. You know.
When it actually happens, we'll talk about it.
Moving
Worst
on.
remake is what it ended
Okay.
up winning.
Yeah.
In the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. So, to bring it back to wholesomeness, though.
Yes.
Oh, and away from genocide that happened.
And Holocaust deniers. And
Right.
okay.
Nicolas Cage took the role in The Wicker Man because of Johnny Ramone, his buddy.
Oh.
Showed him the original Wicker Man, and on essentially when he was like in the hospital, asked Nick Cage if he was going to be in the Wicker Man remake, which is very sweet. And there's a tribute to him at the end. So
Aw.
yeah.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Gabba Gabba Hey.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's right.
Hmm.
The Ramones?
Yeah.
That's the thing you say?
I think you say that. I don't say it, but I think that is a thing you can say.
I think that's a Ramones thing, guys.
I've
Anybody?
never listened to the Ramones. so-
Anybody remember? Okay.
I'm sure you have by accident. There's no way you haven't like stumbled across a Ramones tune.
I just remember all the hipsters in high school always wore Ramones t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah. They are and were still popular.
Yeah.
Johnny Ramone is dead.
Yep.
So is Joey Ramone.
Mm-hmm.
We had
The
that
only
one
one
at
that's still
work
alive
not
is-
too long ago.
Was that Dee Dee?
I think it was Dee Dee. I think that's who you. I think that's
Weren't there only 3 of them? Or were there 4?
there.
The name Dee Dee
was-
doesn't sound familiar.
There was 4.
I don't remember.
But we had some kind of film that had something to do with it, and then he came and signed stuff. And
That's right. I remember seeing the Instagram pictures, and I was like, wow, same hair?
I didn't work that night, so I didn't meet him.
Oh, bummer.
And I've been like, I don't know who you are.
And then he would have been like, how?
He'd be
Okay.
like, I don't know who you are either. That's
Cool,
probably
cool, cool.
He's
What-
like, same playing field then. I don't know who you are. And you're like, yeah,
Nice.
totally the same.
Nice.
So didn't you find a little tidbit that they tried, like Nick Cage and I think the director tried to The Room this movie?
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
That was my thinking face. Yes, I guess. I don't actually know. I'm not sure what your reference is. I'm sorry, but I do know what you're talking about.
You're talking about Tommy Wiseau's The Room?
Yeah. So Tommy Wiseau tried to rebrand his movie as a dark comedy, even though he was being extremely serious in the way that he was making the movie. And then when everyone was like, this is hilarious. It's so funny how bad this movie is because he's totally joking, right? This is so funny.
Okay.
And then he was like, yes, that's
Okay.
what I meant to do.
I don't know if I saw that, but okay, cool. Got it. Yes, they did. Maybe. I don't know for a fact, but they did say, Nicolas Cage did say, because everybody was like, oh, this is all like unintentionally funny and over the top. And he's like, no, it was like totally on purpose. This is like a dark comedy. And like, that's how you should look at it. It's
Right.
like a dark comedy.
Okay.
So, I don't know what the timeline is on that exactly. I would imagine popping my cult leader collar here later on after the movie came out and everybody saw it. Probably what happened there.
Yeah.
So,
That's weird because from anything that I've ever heard about from I almost said Johnny Cage. From Nicolas
Johnny
Cage. From Nicolas Cage is like he's so unapologetic about it. Like he's like, yeah, I've been in a lot of shitty movies and I've never like phoned it in. It's like I go into every job like it's like gonna win an award.
Now, but that's the thing. Like, this was
2006.
Yeah, but I was trying to math it.
16 years ago.
Thank you. Okay, there we go. Yes, math. a lot can happen in 16 years, especially to your personality and like what, you know, the things you become comfortable with just owning up to, you know, like,
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that like, this was probably after it was filmed and after people started seeing it, but like, you know, not now. I'm sure that it probably wasn't anytime recently, but I don't have the numbers to confirm yes or no on that. But it does feel like that because now, granted, again, different times, right?
Yeah.
So there were dark comedies that came out at the time and they were kind of like marketed that way. And sometimes they weren't. Like that's kind of what we ran into with Jennifer's Body, right? But it didn't seem to happen near as much as it does now. I mean, now we get to just like have all of these different kinds of genres and we've all seen all kinds of different movies and there's all kinds of different ways to see movies. And like, we just have a broader world, which doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense because 2006 was not that long ago, but we really do. Like the internet has really opened things up for a lot of people in such a way that it wasn't yet.
It was half my life ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
And,
so
and the way that like things like evolve and progress, especially in terms of like technology and stuff like that, and the way that we like do things. I mean, a thing that sort of like blew my mind that I didn't realize until like a couple of weeks ago, and this is this is more in the F&V sequence realm than it is ours. I was like playing Mario Kart on the NES, and it came out in 92, and I was like, 92, man, I know that Mario Kart 64 didn't come out, like it came out pretty quick after that, and it came out in like 98, something like that, and like that's a massive jump in like like just video games.
Yeah.
Like you're going from this really weird, like essentially like what is it called, like F-Zero, like the Captain Falcon sort of like racing game, to a straight up 3D video game, 3D like racing game, and in a matter of like, what is that, like potentially like 6 years? Yeah, like that's huge. So yeah, I don't know, things change really quickly, and we don't really realize how much and how fast they change until we go back to a sort of retrospective sort of way.
Yeah. And I also think that that's part of the reason that, like, you seeing that scene where they're carrying, they're just carrying Nicolas Cage while there's just the dubbed over, like, you know, him laying everything out for you was weird for you. But it wasn't, like, super weird for me because a lot of movies were like that back then, where they were just, like, you were, like, watching one thing but, like, hearing another because you didn't see the things that we see now. Like gore and things like that were not quite as acceptable in film as they are now. And granted, not to say that they are like that, I'm not trying to like demonize it or not, like I'm not trying to like I'm making no commentary.
I don't think you offended Gore.
Well, I'm
maybe
just saying,
Al
like,
Gore, but
speaking of 2006, woof, man, I think it was 2005, but yeah, 4, no 5, so it was 18 then. Anyway, yeah, so it was just like a different time, and there were things that like, you know, you couldn't quite show without getting like an NC-17, and so for like this director to say like, I just want there to be broader, like I want the film to reach broader audiences, so this is how we have to do it. And yeah, now we know like, no, that's not how you have to do it. And technically, like, it maybe if you'd watch some Italian films, he would see like there are lots of other ways you can do it. But
God, what was that one that we watched the other day?
Oh man, Ursula's sister, something. I don't know. That's not an example of what you can get away with implying without showing.
No, that was porn, not softcore or hardcore. That was straight down the middle porn.
Right. And again, a new moral decision on saying that, because put a penis in your mouth if you want to and film it. Cool.
Right.
But I just was not expecting to find that on Tubi.
Yeah. No, it was very. It was
like, oh
very
my God.
funny
But I
to.
will be returning to TV.
It was very funny to walk in on because I was like, "Are you just watching porn in the living room? Like, it's fine, but like, that's wild. That's a wild decision to just make." And then you were like, "Oh, it's
story's
like,
good.
I
it's a horror movie," and I was like, "You can see the base of his shaft." Like, what? Like, she is going down on this guy, and then like murder ensues after every sesh.
Yeah.
You know what that's called, right? That's called extra mile.
Like going the extra mile?
Yeah, like in film, you go extra mile when it actually has like real penetration or real blowjobby stuff.
Didn't know that.
It's
Also,
called-
I'm
it's
hearing
called going the extra mile.
crazy things from the other room are happening, but that's good to know. Fun if everybody is like on board.
Easily to search for the internet. You know,
Got
just-
oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, no. Also, like, okay, if I had made the decision to watch porn just like openly in the living room while I'm like working on painting my tombstones and you're making dinner, like very normal evening, and I'm just like, you know what? Gonna pop on some porn here just to like have on while I'm painting. Lots of other decisions would have gone into that, right? Like, A, Italian porn. B, like legit made in Italy. There's no dub over. Like it is. There are
You're talking about the movie itself.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And subtitles. That's the word I was looking for. B, from the 70s. So I've not only chosen to not know what they're saying, but also a lot of bushes happening.
Oh yeah.
And we're just like, you know what? Also, there's heroin. So like, there are things that I'm like super like, woo, cool. I'm happy for everybody here.
Yeah.
Like the bush and the Italian, whatever. Woo, 70s. I love the aesthetic.
Yeah.
The heroin,
Maybe not so much.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't need that. So those would have been like a lot of wild decisions to have made about the porn that
Just
I
all
chose
at
to
once.
watch.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
just not mentioning it.
Oh,
Just
and then
being
the
like,
murder,
oh
I
yeah,
guess.
he's like totally gonna be fine with walking in on this, which
That's
yeah,
a
but it's
conversation
still-
you should have.
Yeah, yeah, like
At a
you
time.
should assume that it would be fine, but also like assume we should talk about it first, you know?
Also, maybe close the blinds first too, just so.
Actually, yeah, the blinds were super open. Did you already say that?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, they were, and it was nighttime. Like we have this we have this film over our windows that like it's to shade, right?
It's just window tint.
yeah.
What's the address to this place?
Nope. I'm not saying anything else. That's all there is to it. But yes, so yeah. So opposite happens, right? Like whenever it's dark outside, you can actually see into our living room more. Whereas if it's light outside, you can't, which is cool. As far as I know. Hopefully.
You have to get really close to the window to see in.
Please don't. But I have a fuzz on my
See
lip.
you there.
Oh god. Oh, I have fuzz on my lip. Anyway.
So did they in the 70s.
But
Yeah, I realized that the shades were open and there was just penetration occurring. And I was like, oh no, I should close the windows real quick. Oh, it was wild. Anyway, not a good example, but there are examples from the past with which they were able to imply that things were happening and it was more visually appealing.
that's what we were talking about.
That's
Oh, yeah.
what we were talking about. Yep. So, I
bit
think
of a how did we get here?
that's how we
That
got
was
there.
a journey.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome, forever and always.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I do think it was probably like it's dark comedy, but like it's not that funny. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
funny for the reasons that it's not supposed to be funny,
Right.
and that's okay. There's a movie. There's a time and a place for every movie like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun and over the top and absurd and doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked what happened to the pilot. I guess I didn't like it. He got murdered, but like
I really enjoyed what happened to the pilot.
I enjoyed the arts and crafts that they did with the pilot's body.
they did. They really,
Yeah.
they really went the extra mile. Because I was like, I wonder what they did to that guy, and it's like, oh, they sewed him up. Like, fuck, that was awesome.
Yeah, and they took his hands off and
Yeah.
they replaced them with sticks. Just stick hands.
Yeah, that's true. He
You
had
know?
stick hands.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Think of all the things you can't do at that point. Um,
Though, couldn't they have like sacrificed him to the Wicker Man? Because technically, he is a stranger,
Yeah.
but he is tied to the island
yes, and he does come there of his own volition all the time.
every day.
Absolutely, they definitely could have.
Yeah.
Okay, so would have made more sense. One thing I would like to say though, you guys, something we haven't talked about, is like the super duper creepy cottagecore aspect of this movie. Everybody who likes whimsy and cuteness, that's a reason to watch this movie alone. Just because aesthetically it's very pleasing.
Yeah,
That's
it is. I mean, honestly, I'll probably never watch it again.
I like how to prep himself for that.
But I'm glad I watched it. I had fun watching it. It was visually fun to watch.
Yeah,
Nick Cage was great.
sure.
Him screaming at Willow about the doll being burned was hilarious.
Yeah.
Why was the doll even burned? Like, I love at the end of the movie when they were like, we thought everything through. And it's like, that's
just
a really good thing
overthought
to.
it.
Yeah, that's a really good thing to put in there because you didn't need to do the dolls. You didn't have to bury the thing. There's like so much that you didn't have to do.
Right.
But you tried to glaze over all of it by being like, we thought of everything. Like, okay.
Yeah. This was a kiss it sort of situation. For
Yeah.
Sure. You gotta keep it simple, stupid.
Man, and Nick Cage not checking the bullets in his gun after being like locked in the swimming pool of death was
Right.
weird because he's like a cop.
Yeah.
But he didn't, which is a bummer. And then she just had all the bullets in her hand.
Yeah.
The way she dropped them too.
yeah.
That like this is the reason that she got on my every time I watch this she gets on my nerves like the absolute most because she's just like like such a weird ethereal like I mean which you know what checks out. I feel like we've all met a chick like that though. That is just like a little too out there.
Yeah.
Like like I like health food.
I take supplements.
I like nature.
Yeah.
Like I think the idea of communal living, that was a weird way to say that, sounds sort of fun, sort of like sounds like good in the sense that it's like it could be argued that capitalism is like bad for society and like we all have to work together and whatever. But, like, we've also seen sometimes where communal living doesn't work out so well for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I wish that segment actually mattered in the story, but again, the whole reason they're doing this is because their crop isn't happening, and that makes them money. So again, it's still capitalism.
Correct. Yes.
So
yeah.
It's like our communal living, it's not working out because we still have to abide by the thing that everybody abides by.
Yes.
Also, you gotta have more than one crop. You know what I mean?
You can't just have, right. You can't just be honey.
Yeah, you can't just rely on bees.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Also, it seems like they consume a lot of their own product, and maybe like if they didn't consume so much of their own, then
Gonna
they
quit
could...
dipping in. Also, quit covering the girls and bees. Maybe
Yeah.
don't.
What's that about?
Maybe don't make bee dresses.
You're gonna make clothes out of bees? It's my bee bra.
Live bees. But
Right.
yeah, so I don't know. But yes, that she gets on my nerves every time. And I just, we've all met the weird hippie chick that's just like not quite like, but just like the world doesn't really work the way you want it to. And that's okay. Just maybe be less weird. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe change.
Ooh.
Maybe change.
Hey.
Or maybe just throw around some haymakers, that'll...
Dude, hilarious.
What are haymakers?
When he was knocking the shit out of people. But
Yeah.
When he goes on his punching spree.
Yeah.
I
was
thought
great.
that was I thought that was a euphemism for boobs.
No.
Haymaker?
Wait, boobs make haze?
No, I don't know. Just because you.
That's so
Check out them haymakers.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I took it.
Those are some bouncy
You
haymakers.
see her over there with those haymakers. That's fantastic.
Super funny. Super funny. Thank you. I'm laughing at myself. But also, like, the way they were, like, totally normal girls at the end when they're, like, trying to, like, reel in James Franco and freaking Jason Ritter or whatever.
Yeah.
Dipper Pines.
Yeah.
Yeah. True psychopaths.
Yeah.
Don't trust
Definitely.
women. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For oh yeah, I guess she had to have that fucking line. Like, when you leave, can you take me with you? And, like, it was like, oh, that's weird that she would say that because she's definitely going to sacrifice him, like, and she does. And she tries to fight him in the bar. And, like, the whole reason why that line was even there was so that she could say it later on in the movie. Okay.
Funny. Also, though, I do like the bees playing over that whole ending. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel crazy about this movie. It's like I love a lot of it, and there are a lot of things where I'm like, this is ridiculous. It
Yeah.
does not make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Makes my brain feel crazy.
Well, that's okay.
That's the thing to think
Your
about
brain
a
full of
movie.
bees.
It makes my brain feel like it's full of bees.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, guys. I would suggest watching it for fun.
Why not? Have
yeah.
some honey mead.
Mm-hmm.
Make a night of it.
Yeah. We have some honey here.
If you're looking for some local OKC honey, hop on into Golden Mutt Jack 9201 Northwestern Avenue. It's 9201 Western. You look it up. Golden Mud Jack. They've got local honey. They
And
have
eggs.
local eggs. It's all from their farm. So, kind of cool, super tasty bees in your brain.
Yep.
Go, do your thing now. I'm done.
Okay. So, guys, we're going to have a new segment on the show
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And we're going into that now. So go watch The Wicker Man 2006 and the 1973 version and compare the two. Take notes.
Or don't. Oh, wait. There's one thing I would like to say. Sorry. I'm super sorry. I just think that this should be said. Okay, so we watched this one person do a commentary.
Uh-huh.
They were compare contrast of the two.
Uh-huh.
And then they were talking about how, like, the remake was, like, basically all about how the director hated women or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end, Nicolas Cage was like, "You bitches!" And here's the thing. I think that if I were being sacrificed by anybody,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely women, but, like, also by anybody,
Right.
I would probably be like, "You bitches!" Like, if I could
Yeah.
still talk, I'd be saying so many things.
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
I don't know that that is, like, necessarily indicative of chauvinism.
Right.
So much as I'm getting fucking murdered and I'm upset about it.
Yeah.
That's what that is to me.
And also, like, I guess it could be said that it's also a movie that hates women because, Nick Cage runs around and punches, like, 5 women. But also, like, who else is he going to punch?
yeah.
Dude? Like, that's it. That's, like, they're the ones keeping him here. They are the ones in his way. You got to throw hands.
There's
You got to
no,
throw hands to not die and to save a little girl.
the men seemed to be pretty sad.
They just had no tongues, right?
So, yeah, I don't think so. I
It
think
didn't
they had all their
explicitly
tongues.
say that, but the one time you heard a guy try and talk, he was like, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I got the impression that they were to be seen and not heard sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think that it's very pro women because Nicolas Cage is running around giving equal rights and lefts.
Oh, good one.
That's true. And also, I don't know, they're all a pretty powerful communion there.
Yeah.
They did murder a police officer, get away with it. Murder a pilot, get away with it. Sacrifice people all the time, get away with it. And then they go into like our world, the quote unquote normal world, and just wreck house. And they're all incredibly smart and know how to fucking get it done. So I don't know.
Yeah, apparently they can orchestrate, decades worth in advance. So
Good for
Yeah.
them.
Pretty
Good for them.
pretty rough. So I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean,
I just think that probably that was the worst expletive they could say.
Yeah.
In the film. I think that's
Yeah.
the worst they could get away with, essentially.
not see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just don't think they could drop a bunch of C's and F's and, a bunch of other words you could string together. Like, I think that was as bad as they could really take it. So,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, bitches.
Yeah.
The
I
whole
mean,
time
like-
I'm just
That
like,
makes me think of a Christmas story with the dogs. The Papa says, "You sons of bitches."
I know. Yes. I often replay that scene in my mind. Like,
Papa says.
I if you had to we talked about this 73 version is about Christianity versus paganism or whatever. And this movie didn't really have anything like that. And yeah, I mean, that's correct. This movie takes away like the big overarching story to tell a story about a man that has been lied to and deceived for a really fucking long time.
who's the bitch?
Yeah, and
Sorry. In that situation. I mean, who's the bitch in that
Are you
situation?
calling him a bitch?
Gold Nick Cage a bitch.
A man with post-traumatic stress disorder and
What a
trauma.
bitch.
And, you
What
have
a bitch.
you have emotional trauma. What a fucking bitch.
I know. It's not nice. It was a bad joke. I know.
No, I think it's a great joke. It's funny that it came from you. That sounds like something I would say. But
Okay. Yeah. It's yes. Truth be told, there are times when I say things and I'm like, we all need to break a little bit.
It is fun how polite you are, and then it's just like, no, but he's a bitch though.
yeah, like you
Nick
tried
Cage's
so
character
hard.
was a total bitch.
You tried so hard not to offend the morality of gore in movies, but when it comes to a person that's representing like trauma in their life, you're just like, fucking bitch. Like,
Oh.
Couldn't hang. Couldn't hang. Got burned.
I don't want to offend anybody that likes gore in their movies, but if you have trauma, then suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Get it together. No, like he should have gotten therapy though.
I think he
I mean,
kind of wasn't he?
He was taking pills.
Yeah, you have to go to a
pills left and
psychiatrist.
right.
Yeah, you have to go to a psychiatrist to get those pills.
I mean, I don't know, but
And he was gonna take a couple of weeks off work. The whole reason why he even went there was because he was like, well, my ex-fiance, has a missing daughter, so I guess I'll help.
does that seem like a healthy idea?
No.
He's avoiding the issue at hand. I say, don't
He
be a
should-
little
he deserves
bitch
to
about.
die.
No, I don't think he deserves to die. It deserves to die. I just think maybe don't be a little bitch about taking care of your own brain. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay.
Trying to turn that around to positive.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying the whole time. The whole time. All right, segment. Go.
New
Let's do it.
segment.
Yes.
B-flick or bullshit?
B-flick.
Okay. So,
Okay.
this is a new part of the show
Okay.
where I am going to tell the two of you
Yes.
the name and the description
True.
of 3 films, and you have to guess which one is fake.
That one.
Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Shut up.
Are we start yet?
No.
You're
you-
in rare form tonight, sir.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes, go.
Okay. The first film is Gamera the Invincible. When an atomic explosion awakens a giant fire-breathing turtle monster from its hibernation, the monsters lay waste to Tokyo. A young boy develops an unlikely friendship with the monster, while scientists research a way to destroy it. This film came out in 1966. Second movie, Violent Shit from 1989.
Wait, what was it called again?
Violent Shit, a
had
movie
one of
from
those earlier.
1989.
Oh.
A demented, wicked, deformed, cannibalistic killer named K. The butcher shitter escapes from the police and slaughters people in many gory, bloody ways. And finally, The Castle of the Crimson Cat from 1954.
You changed these.
Butcher shitter?
Huh?
Did you say butcher shitter?
Violent.
No.
Oh, the butcher shitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Named K, the butcher shitter.
Okay.
The Castle of the Crimson Cat from 1954. A troublesome carriage ride leaves Sir Frederick and Lady Rosetta stranded in a strange castle where treacherous plots twist and turn to keep them trapped in Count Dake's walls.
Dake's walls?
In Count Dake's walls.
Oh.
Yes.
How does that spelled?
Dakes.
Okay.
Okay. Jordan,
Yeah.
which one do you think is the make-em-up?
God, I hope it's the second one, but that's just so wild and crazy. I feel like there's no way it can be. So I'm going to say it's probably the third one.
Okay. Camille.
I agree. I also think that it's probably the third one.
Okay.
But that also sounds like the plot of a movie that I watched not that long ago, but it wasn't called that. So,
Which one was it?
Something
Dracula?
Sod. Mark
Okay.
the tomb of
Yep.
curse of locking in people with the Marquis de Sade, who's not the Sade, sadism. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you both are guessing the Castle of the Crimson Cat from 1954 is
Yeah.
the fake film.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got it. You guys got it right.
okay,
That was
okay.
the make-em-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to change it up because Camille already guessed the right one, and then you read the back of the thing, and I took two movies from that, and then I saw you reading it, and I was like, there's a chance
That
that,
I read
Jordan's
that-
going to remember most of these titles.
You'll never believe which one I read.
Which one?
The first one. The first one you said, I read that title, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Well, Gamera is like, I mean, you know.
Also, I think it's on the cover of that DVD case.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to put it away, and then I didn't, and you read the whole thing.
Also, that's what I read that made me tell you the little anecdote about the Godzilla thing.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So you guys both won.
What do we get?
My respect. Great job.
I feel like we both deserve a butcher shitter.
Yeah. Violent shit. That was awesome. I looked up 1,000 B horror movies, and that was 69 on the list. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That is
surprisingly enough, 69 is not what made me read it.
Oh.
Just the title, and then I
Yeah.
looked at what number it was, and I was like, "That's a happy accident."
What year was that?
That was from 1989.
Makes sense.
Yes.
All right.
A demented, wicked, deformed, cannibalistic killer named K. The butcher shitter escapes from the police and slaughters people in many gory, bloody ways.
I bet there's so many titties in that movie.
Probably.
I bet there are, you guys.
I bet that movie sucks.
Probably.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
sure it's not good. But there's probably lots of boobs and blood and implied pooping.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're never going to guess what my next pick is.
I'm excited to hear, though.
It is your pick next.
Oh,
though.
shit. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I was kind of thinking Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That's a great pick.
Speaking of a dark-ish comedy,
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
you're like, just see what you guys say here.
Yeah. No, I love that movie.
I do
It's
too.
great.
I think it's great.
And
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm kicking the table about it. It's table kicking good. Let's do it.
Cool.
I want to challenge our audience here.
Okay.
I came up with a weird little movie, and I think it'd be really fun to see if somebody will make a poster for the Castle of the Crimson Cat. I think that'd be really fun. It'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So, maybe you should read the description again.
A troublesome carriage ride leaves Sir Frederick and Lady Rosetta stranded in a strange castle where treacherous plots twist and turn to keep them trapped in Count Drake's walls.
Cool. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of puns. I'm seeing a lot of play on words here. Seeing a lot of Rosetta Stone references. Do it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Do it.
All right. Well, just so everybody knows, in an indeterminate amount of time, it's going to be like relatively recently, or in the relative future, I guess. In the next
Near
few
future.
Weeks, in the near future.
What are we trying
I
to
don't
say here?
In a few weeks, we're gonna have Sean Peel on the show.
Cool.
From VHS and Chill. And we're going to talk about whatever movie Sean wants to watch.
Shit.
Yes.
Dang it.
No. And don't bring Four Locos.
I was about to say, as soon as you said that, I was like, fuck, there's going to be Four Locos
Yeah.
here.
Nobody here will drink them. If that's the case. No, thank you.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about his film that he wants to watch, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Oklahoma City tape swap that's happening May 28th at Elk Valley. It's for free. We're going to be there. VHS and Chill is going to be there. And Christoph's Crypt is going to be there. We're looking for a couple more vendors. If you live in Oklahoma City, if you live in Oklahoma or anywhere close, and you want to maybe participate, slide into them DMs, and we can see about getting you on there. But it's going to be really fun. So, yeah.
Woo!
Stay tuned for that.
Woo!
But the kittens are sleeping, so are we. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the show. If you like the show, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Follow us on Spotify. That would be super, super appreciated. It's the best way to help out the show for right now.
Also, check us out on Instagram, Black Cat Horror Podcast. And if you would like to send us an email, again, you should totally do that. We will read it with your permission. If that's okay, you just have to let us know. And if you want to give us your name to read, cool. If you don't want us to use your name, that's okay too. You can say, please do not use my name. We'll make a fun one up for you. So, pretty cool. The Gmail is blackcathorrorpod@gmail.com.
Nailed it. If you watched violent shit from '89, send an email. I would
Definitely.
love to know
Yeah.
how much shit is in it. How many titties are in that movie?
Right.
What's the coolest way somebody dies?
Yeah.
Shit like that is what I want.
Is it worth our time? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Is that worth my time to actually watch it?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just throw something on for the fun of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like Snowbound.
Like Snowbound. That
Yep.
is that's one you could check out.
Yeah.
On the Roku Halloween app. Guys. There's like a million ads.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, well. Speaking of a million ads, here's one right now. And that ad is for the F&V Sequence podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard about it.
Back that ad up.
It's on anchor.fm. The same place where you can find this podcast. It's really cool. I don't know if you've gone to anchor.fm, but you can message people. You can interact in polls. You can find podcasts from me and Dylan and Camille and other people.
Other people that do podcasts on Anchor.
Yeah.
So go to those places. Check out FMV Sequence. Check out other stuff that we do on this one because we still do little questions and stuff. So
Yeah, from time to time we do.
From time to time.
I like polls. I don't know about you guys, but whenever a poll pops up, fuck.
Yeah?
Got it.
Yeah.
Please don't isolate that.
Oh, it's getting isolated.
It's happening.
Shit.
FMV sequence, like Frankie
Muniz.
vagina.
All right. Well, he's not gonna like that.
Frankie Muniz' vagina sequence.
Yeah. Oh, gross. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say now, so check it out.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thanks again for listening to the show, and we will talk to you guys next week.